if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison.
Take 3 with my new light bulb turned on. All I can see is a blinding glare, and hopefully the video will show up. This evening I noticed a YouTube video by zakiechan titled Atheist. That video cites data I originally published in the year 1997. This no longer surprises me, since I have seen that data has been used, abused, and misused in scores of places on the internet in the past 10 years. The data is usually used by atheists to show that the prison population in the United States is made up mostly of Christians, with a tiny fraction of 1% of prison population being atheists. If I had known that data would be misused so badly, I would not have published that data so widely. In brief, the history of that data is as follows. In the FidoNet message conference called HOLYSMOKE in the year 1997, the issue came up regarding the hypothesis that atheists commit far fewer crimes than theists. One of the people who held the contrary opinion, Jesse C.J., I'm using initials, said, quote, "Indeed, if there was no God, I would have to be selfish, I believe, because there would be no one else watching out for me, and no reason to put anyone or anything ahead of me," unquote. The word have is underlined by him for emphasis. His argument was that people must believe in a God or gods to be ethical, moral, and law-abiding. His belief was thought to be false by many HOLYSMOKE contributors, but nobody in HOLYSMOKE could point to hard data showing it was false. And by the way, I would hate to be this person's neighbor if and when he ever abandoned belief in his God. One HOLYSMOKE contributor, Rod S., also a initial, decided to contact the United States Federal Bureau of Prisons and ask if there was data regarding the religious affiliations, if any, of incarcerated prisoners. Research analyst for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Denise Golomsky, performed a database query on 5th of March 1997 that compiled that data and mailed it to Mr. S. Of the 96,968 prisoners in federal facilities who reported a religious affiliation or who reported they were atheists, 156 of them said they were atheists. The overwhelming majority said they were Christians. In the year 1997, I widely published that data in FidoNet, Usenet, and in 2 skeptic-related magazines. If I recall correctly, the Bay Area Skeptics also published that data. The Freedom from Religion Foundation also contacted me, asking me if the data was legitimate. If I recall correctly, so did the Fundamentalist Anonymous organization. I told them all what I say right here and now. It was never my contention, nor Mr. S.'s, that the numbers actually mean anything. They do not. For all anyone knows, 100% of the United States federal prison population is made up of atheists, or flying saucer cult adherents, or Branch Davidians. The only thing that the data shows is that most prisoners said they were Christians. That does not mean they were. There are many reasons why atheist prisoners would say they are Christians. Christian prisoners in the United States are granted a hell of a lot of privileges other theists and non-theists are not granted. It is therefore in the self-interest of atheists to say they are Christians. I should also note that this does not mean that there are more atheists in United States federal prison than 0.21%. It just means that the probability there are is very likely.